This is the Movacolor feeder worksheet. As you can see, we're going to guide you through the different considerations you have in selecting the right color feeder for your application. We start with the contact information. If you're providing that on your email, you don't need to fill this out, but it is a good idea to put in your name, your phone number, and your company name. Tell us the machine type, injection or extrusion, how many tons, or the diameter of the screw if it's an extruder. Then we come down and calculate the grams per second. In injection, you can enter up to 9 different jobs. Just enter the shot size, the feed time, and the percentage of additive, and it will give you a calculation for the grams per second. With an extruder, you just enter the pounds per hour and the percentage of color or additive, and again, it will give you the grams per second. So here we see 0.63 grams per second. That would be the GLX dosing cylinder, where you may want an A8 screw. Just click on it. We can quote both. And that's how you select the screw that you want. It's really very simple. Then we come down to the control. Mechanically, the feeders are the same, but you add different types of controls to give you different capabilities from volumetric to gravimetric for injection and extrusion. So we start off on the right hand side. This is our gravimetric MC balance, which is our most popular feeder. It automatically weighs the additives and calculates the correct dosing rates. You just enter in an injection molding machine the shot size and the percentage of color, and it does everything for you. You don't have to calibrate it. All the way on the left we have our basic unit, which is the MC12 volumetric feeder. And then we go up to the MC18, which gives you the ability to adapt that speed automatically on an extruder to the extruder speed. And the MC30, which gives you the ability to adapt to changes in an injection molding machine cycle, and it's also easier to calibrate. You can go through the different options here and see which feeder has which. And then we come down to the pricing. These pricing, the pricing here is approximate. All of our prices are based in euro, which changes from time to time, but it does give you an idea of value. And you can just click on the one that you want to quote, and we'll give you a quote for that. You can quote, click more than one, so we'll quote more than one. Then we have our recommended options here. You can click on them if you want them. First one is a quick clean neck piece. This is something I always recommend. It holds the sight glass on with 4 clamps. You can easily remove the sight glass from the neck piece, and you'll have access to the deflector and the neck piece area for cleaning, so you can make sure there's no residual material from a previous job. The online test port is a sample port in the deflector on the sight glass, so that you can reach into the deflector and actually grab a dose during production with a spoon. So you can weigh the color or the additives and make sure you're getting exactly what you think you're going to get. This is very important if you have any kind of a quality certification, so that you can show that you're getting what you're supposed to be getting. And you know, quite frankly, we have a lot of competitors out there where the feeders just don't give what they say they're giving. And we have a lot of problems with that, and they don't offer this, and there's a reason why. So I strongly recommend that you get that. The next one is the access slide for volumetric feeders. That's just 2 bars so you can pull the motor back. It holds the motor. You don't have to hold the motor in your hand in the hopper, so you can catch a sample. It's also available for the gravimetric feeders. Common options are to upgrade to a 12-pound additive hopper. You can add a Venturi loader. This is a support stand for a vacuum loader. So if you want to put a vacuum loader, you can't put it on the hopper itself because we're weighing the hopper. So it has to be supported above it. We can supply vacuum loaders. A popular option here is the touchscreen control, and that gives you a full color graphic touchscreen. You just touch what you want and you can change the different settings. And here are some things that we should know when you're buying a color feeder. Are you running a high temperature material? If you're running PET or you have a high temperature dryer on the machine, we need to know that to make sure that the feeder is designed to take that temperature. Are you putting something really heavy on the machine like a dryer or a large hopper? we need to know that too. Are you using color spears, powders, or unusual colors? 90% of what we see are powders, but sometimes we see very unusual pellets, round pellets that roll. All these things can affect feeding and would affect the dosing tool that we might select for a certain job. Are you running translucent parts? Those are very critical to get the color to match all the time, yellows, reds. I like to know that. I lean more towards a dosing cylinder in those applications. And are you having trouble with other feeders? About 20% of the calls that I get are from people that have other gravimetric or volumetric feeders, and they're just not getting the results they need. The feeders aren't doing what they say they're going to do, and they're getting a lot of problems with their parts. So in that case, I want to know that. Typically, we can just send in a standard feeder and it's fine because ours performs much better. But sometimes there's a reason why that's not working, or the other feeder's not working, and we want to address that as well. So it's good for us to know if you're having trouble with an existing feeder before we do a quote. When you're done, you want to save your file so you have it for your records. And then in Excel, you can go up to File and click on Share, and then Email. Send as an attachment and send it to sales@aae-us, and we'll get you a quote as soon as possible.